Alright guys, so now that you know how to hold the sticks correctly with proper form, we can get right into learning your first beat. Now, we're going to start real basic so you can get familiar with, understanding note values, time signature, things like that. And we're going to be doing a quarter note beat. We're going to be using the kick drum, the snare, and the hi-hat. Now, in order to play this beat, you're going to have to know how to count up to 4. A quarter note, like how many quarters are in a dollar? We got 4. This is a 4/4 time signature. So all that means is we have 4 quarter notes. In a time signature, on a measure over to the left, you see 2 numbers, like a fraction. The top number means how many notes, the number of notes. The bottom number is what type of notes. So if we're saying 4/4, that means we have a number of 4 notes over quarters. So 4 quarter notes. Now there's all different types of combinations we can do there, but we'll get into that stuff later. So right now we're keeping it simple. So in a 4/4 time signature, one measure would be counted 1, 2, 3, 4. That click, what I'm saying is the quarter note. It's broken up into 4 different parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just keeps repeating. If you're just continuing that measure, you're always going to be counting 4 repeating, just like that, okay? Okay, so we got the crossed hands, have both feet on the pedals, okay? And you want to hold your hi-hat down with your left foot. We're going to keep it closed, okay? Now, our hi-hat in this beat is going to be playing on all of the quarter notes. Your kick drum's alternating between 1 and 3, your snare's on 2 and 4, but your hi-hat's going to be playing all 4 quarter notes. It's keeping the time, okay? So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want you to play kick, snare, kick, snare. Now you see that my hi-hat's always going with the kick, with the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now play it along with me here. One thing to keep in mind is when you're playing this beat, you want to get to the point where you don't have to count. You're just playing the beat. You're just freeing your mind to just get into it. And from there, you can start making sure your kick's coming through nice and hard. Sometimes when we're first jumping into our beginning beats, we're learning how to play beats, it's easy for us to be thinking so hard that we realize we're not really hitting the drums too hard, or maybe we're tapping the kick, but really coming down heavy on the hi-hat. So watch your dynamics, okay? You want your kick to be solid on this beat. That's what's driving that punch, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Your hi-hat doesn't need to be chunking away up here. Try to keep your height, somewhere comfortable. Watch me as I'm doing it. I keep it low, I keep it controlled, okay? And those are things you can start to tighten up once you just get the feel together, okay? Now, most of us have a tendency to rush when we're playing this. We just want to play everything fast right away. Pull the reins in a little bit. Slow down there, okay? You don't want to get too ahead of yourself and learn bad habits and just want to play everything fast. Now, I have a tendency to do that too when I'm learning something new. you want to get it down, you want to play it fast, you want to shred it, but just take a minute to really digest it and get it down right first so you can build good habits. Now, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is look at a quarter note fill. Now, we're going to be continuing that quarter note pulse, but this time you can incorporate a fill into your beat, okay? This is really simple. So, one measure, you're going to play a beat, and then one measure, you're going to play a fill. The way we're going to play this fill is we're going to be alternating our hands. Now, some of you guys have an extra tom right here. So in my case, I just have 2 toms. So it's going to be a little bit different than how you guys would play it if you had a tom right here. I'll show you both ways. All I want you to do is play one note on each drum. Your right hand on the snare, your left hand on a tom. If you have another tom, right, and then a left on the floor tom. If you don't have that tom, you're going to be playing right and a left on the floor tom. So you're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That counts as a measure, and then right on the next one, you're going to be coming right back to your beat. So you're going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, back in the beat, fill, 2, 3, 4. Now let's play it together. Now the next thing you can do to really bring this all together is crash on the 1. So you can incorporate one of your cymbals now. So at the end of the fill, you're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Instead of starting over on the hi-hat with the 1, you're going to crash on the 1 and then come right back on the 2. Okay? Now when you hit the cymbal, it sounds really good to always hit your kick drum at the same time. If you notice in songs or music, whenever you're watching drummers, they're always going to hit their kick drum if they're coming down in a groove and playing it in a groove setting or in a song. They're going to hit those crashes with a kick drum. So I want you to do that. If you need more time to work on the beat and the fills, then just spend a little bit more time on that and do this later, okay? So guys, one of the hardest things to do when you're first just starting on the drums is to have a good sense of time. Now I know when we're learning a new beat, it's hard to keep a steady rhythm. You know, sometimes you're speeding up, sometimes you're slowing down. So that's why I recommend playing to a metronome. Now when you're starting out just learning something right off the bat, it might be too difficult to try to play it to a metronome. So just to get it memorized in your head, just play the beat or whatever we're learning without the metronome at first. If you just need some time to, process it. Once you understand the function that you're doing, put a metronome on because it's going to help you stay on time and build good time habits from here on out. I use this app, metronome app called Tempo. I think it's like $2.99 or something like that, but you can set your metronome on quarter notes, so it would be beeping and counting right on the notes on this beat that you're playing, or you could set it at eighth notes. It would count double the time, so it would help you actually stay on time better. Now, for the sake of, the quarter note beat, I'm using quarter notes on this example as you're playing along with me. So that's fine if you're comfortable with that. Stick with the quarter note pulse. But Tempo is a great metronome app, but make sure you get one of those and practice to them. And most of all, have fun. All right, guys? See you later.